What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to Gibraltar United. So here we are today, 18th February, which means it's the first leg of the Champions League first knockout round against PSG away from home. A massive game, big pressure on the lads. We've got a few people missing through suspension and injuries, so not our strongest squad going to be out there today, but still a squad hopefully good enough of getting us something from this match. So a little bit to go through. I'll go over the schedule I guess first. So we've won the Senior League Cup. That's as expected, really. We've won every league game since I last saw you, every game since I last saw you, since there's only been 2 league games since the previous FC Copenhagen match. But yeah, we're top of the league. We've only conceded 1 goal all season long in the league. And domestically, I think we've only conceded 2 goals. So it's another dominant year for us. There is no real news surrounding the Gibraltar national team. I don't think I mentioned it really last time, but still nothing really surrounding the national team for reasons I don't quite understand. Or no real reason anyway. They were recently drawn for the Europa League qualifier. The European qualifiers, Euro qualifiers, which fingers crossed does sort out the situation. Hopefully, when the date starts approaching the 27th of March, the FA or something can finally approach me and try and give me the job, because I've applied for this and it's really frustrating that I can't sort of get to I don't get to manage Gibraltar. It's something I really want to do, and it's part of it's in this well, we're this far into the save now that I really want to be doing it. I really want to be managing Gibraltar and Gibraltar United, and it's a shame that for some reason, whether it's a bug or glitch or whatever it is something that's stopping me from doing one half of that. So that's just a little bit of news surrounding the squad and stuff. We'll go into the team, and I'll also bring up a few other things. So in the starting lineup for the day anyway, we'll run through that. So in goal we have Cox. Now Cox was awarded a award, obviously, in January. He was officially announced the best North American goalkeeper in the world. I mean, I was thinking about this before I said it, like, the best North American keeper in the world. It technically is true. But yeah, he was given a North American Goalkeeper of the Year award in 2030. So technically we have the best North American goalkeeper available, which is a great achievement. It's great for the club and it's great for the player. Obviously, it helps improve reputations. Hopefully both sides, I would like to believe anyway. Elsewhere in the team, we have Armada, who's playing right back. We have Bakayoko, who recently went off to play for the Ivory Coast in the African Cup of Nations. Cameron starts today in defence, and the reason for that is because A, Roma Perez is suspended from this match, but we knew that beforehand. We knew that way back in December that he was going to be unavailable for this game. And also Vincent Matee is injured. And the thing is, he was injured in the last group game for the Ivory Coast in the African Cup of Nations. The Ivory Coast were knocked out in the groups of the African Cup of Nations, and in that game he picked up the injury, which has kept him out for this game. I'm not sure if it keeps him out of the next leg. I actually didn't bother checking how long the injury was, because I knew he was missing the first game. So I don't think he's going to be missing the second one, so that's good. He'll be back for the second leg. But it does mean David Cameron starts, and we don't really have good backup on the bench either. And also in defence today, we have Jesse Clark, and of course Jesse Clark is in place of Beckham Muster, who is out also suspended from this game. And just looking at my starting lineup there, what I think I'm going to actually do is put David Cameron on the right and Bakayoko on the left. With the weaker left back that we currently have fielded, I feel we need a better quality of centre back covering that side of the pitch. And with Armada, a pretty good fullback, and plus the ball winning midfielder directly in front of him, hopefully that will give some good support and cover for David Cameron. In the centre of midfield, we have Morola and Bart Moens. As you can see, I decided to put Bart Moens in. Now, Hamza Benabelada has been playing really well and has really been developing over the time that over the time off camera. He has scored a lot of goals. He's performed really well and just narrowly missed out on this team. I think Bart Moens a better experience maybe in that experience in terms of football. You know, his age. Obviously, he's played a lot of time in the Jupiter Pro League. So, you know, I felt that would be better for the game. You know, the fact that Bart Moens is more of a maybe rounded or more experienced player. Hopefully he'll be able to handle the occasion a little bit better. But Hamza is really well. Like I said, just narrowly missed out on getting the spot in the centre attacking mid-role that you saw him playing against FC Copenhagen, because like I say, since I've been off camera, the starting lineup has pretty much been Sidibe in centre mid and Hamza up in that centre attacking mid-role. Anyway, Hamerli is playing right attacking midfielder for us today. Sidibe, who was awarded in January yet again, he was awarded multiple awards. I'm going to go on to his achievements to actually get the list up here. He was given... Oh wait, the Ivory Coast won the Cup of Nations. Wait, what? Hang on. He was shortlisted for the Footballer of the Year in 2030. That was last year, obviously. This year, he was named the African Footballer of the Year, and he was also named in the African 11 of the Year, which means the best 11 players Africa can produce. He won. He won BBC's African Footballer of the Year which is again just a crazy achievement. He also won the CAF Footballer of the Year award as well. The Confederations, I don't know what CAF stands for again. I always forget what it stands for. It's African Federation. It's something that I can't remember what. But he also won that, which means despite having that year off last year of our player not winning it, we beat, you know, again, great players, people who play for Juventus and West Ham. So Africa clearly rates the Gibraltar national team or the Gibraltar League, and we're able to pick up some awards. I thought Ivory Coast lost the African Cup of Nations. I thought they got knocked out of the groups, but I think I was wrong. They actually won. Because I saw them when they had one game left and they were not actually through. I thought that's why they came back so early. I'm completely wrong there. My apologies. Ivory Coast actually won the African Cup of Nations. And in fact, it was in the last game which Mati had again picked up the injury. I believe it was the last game. Yeah, as you see in the last game, in the 78th minute, he picked up an injury, and that is what cost him playing in our game. But obviously, I mean, if I were to ask him, or if you were to ask a player, what would you rather, win a cup with your national team, or playing a first knockout round of the Champions League in Europe? I'm sure you'd rather do the international thing. But yes, Sadiq B, as just, you know, he's considered one of the best players in Africa, and it's really a great accomplishment again for the club and for him. Hopefully it works both ways and his value has gone up. Interest has also peaked, but we've managed to keep him here for now. Moria is out on the left hand side, as you would expect, and up front we have Musa Sanogo, who also was given an award in January. He picked up the award for being the best African striker. He was given the CAF Striker of the Year award. He was also put in the African 11 of the Year as well. So we've got so many great players here, and like I said, I didn't realise Ivory Coast won the African Cup of Nations. I thought they got knocked out of the group stages. So technically we have 4 players in our team who have won an international tournament this year. So our squad is very strong in terms of the African players, but then when I take into consideration, like I say, Cox is the best North American goalkeeper, Armada is a very good right back, Hamerly's a really good centre attacking mid, Marola is a really good centre defensive mid, Hamerly right attacking mid, sorry, I said that wrong. But yeah, you know, we've got a lot of great players now. They're really being recognised as well, so let's hopefully go out here today against PSG and see what we can do with their own game. I didn't really go through the bench, but as I mentioned on the bench, due to all the injuries and suspensions and stuff, we've got a relatively weak bench. I mean, I normally wouldn't have... let me actually think about this. I normally wouldn't have Stockbridge and obviously Dubé on the bench, but because of this, these suspensions and the injuries to the defenders, it's meant we're very limited in terms of our defensive options. So hopefully nothing happens to our defence today. We can keep this back four playing from the start to the finish, because if something does happen, we're probably going to be screwed. But let's go. Let's get into this game. Let's proceed into the match. I've rabbled and rambled on enough. So they fancy PSG for this one. Obviously, they pinpointed out the fact that we have 3 defenders missing. I mean, 2 of them would have been in the starting lineup minimum. You know, depending even if Meti was injured and Perez wasn't suspended, then Perez would have been in the team. So missing a better centre back and our better left back. But I'm still positive, and I'm still hopeful that we can get the goals and get a goal and give ourselves something that we can put into the second leg. So PSG are going out there with a 4-4-2, which I think we can definitely. I think we can definitely abuse in some way, I guess, with this formation. I think this formation is very good against a 4-4-2, so hopefully that will come true. Obviously, we're going to get Sanogo to do that. And... not Sanogo, sorry, Sanchez to do that. And let's go. He did the team talk as well, but let's do this. In France, yet again this season. Last time against Lyon, this time against PSG. And Perez could create a chance straight away. He hits the post. We just let him walk through there. I don't know what was going on with the defence. But we lived through that little strange, bizarre scare in the first early seconds of the match. And another highlight as well, straight away from that goal kick. Hopefully we're not going to throw away possession yet again, or are we? As it's gone through Denise, and yet again they've hit the post, and it's another click opportunity. It's not completely cleared, and Cox yet again keeping out a very good chance for PSG. Only 2 minutes into the game, and PSG have had so many good opportunities. Let's grow into the game, lads. Let's get a hold of ourselves. Nope, it's yet again another chance for PSG. We header it away, and finally PSG break us down. Fucking didn't want to be saying that. 15 minutes into the game, Denise with the goal. Just poor. We've been trapped in our own half for these first few minutes of the game. We've given away too many good opportunities. Probably could have done better there. I mean, it was just all round poor play so far from us. We need to get a hold of it ourselves. And like I said, we need to go out there and play. Mouen's not having a great game in that centre of midfield. Yet again, they have the ball near the edge of our box in a dangerous position. And they go through, and fucking hell. This is what's going on, lads. I've got to demand more from you. You're 20 minutes into the game and you are just being tore apart. Just no real defence right now. And Bart Moens, look at that. I said he was... I'm taking him off the field. I'm not even going to risk it anymore. This may seem disrespectful, but we're going to bring Hamza Benabala on. And that's just... He's going to be fine. That'll probably be the last time you'll see Moens, in all honesty. I don't know how much of a future he's got here. Anyway, Moria with the chance. Oh, would have been spectacular if he'd have scored from there, but that distance, that range, it was always going to be a little difficult. Moria with the chance, playing the ball in. Hamza with a shot, and Hustwick saves it for PSG. We get ourselves a corner. Moria whipping it in, but can't really get a good enough position or a good chance away. Marola trying to whip it in again, but can't find a red and white shirt. A little bit of dominance there. There were a few chances or highlights from us there, so that's nice to see since we've made that centre midfield change. Maria picking up that knock. It's not great. He probably won't make the full 90 due to that knock that he's picked up. Apparently Jesse Clark's making quite a few mistakes today, but really the whole defence has been very poor. But when you look at, when your midfielder's putting in a 4.6, clearly it's his mistakes in the centre of the pitch which are causing the problems for the defence. So I'm just going to assertively term... They said it was a good first half. I'm going to say it was terrible and it was extremely poor and we need a better performance because that's how I feel. I'm not going to say it was a good performance. You're losing 2-0. Your players aren't playing particularly well. We need a better performance. Here's Perez with a save from Cox, but he needs to get back up quickly. Ah, fuck. I thought the chance had gone here. I was hoping we were going to clear it away, but 4 players are being attracted to the ball there. There are 4 players around 2 PSG players. That is not acceptable, and that's poor defending. Sidibe is now having a bad rating out there. We just seem to be being overrun in midfield. I mean, really, that shouldn't be happening with the formation that we're playing and the teams and the players that we have out there. So, I don't really know what to do, really. I mean, I can't take Sidibe off because he's one of our better players. I mean, I could. He's playing that badly, but it's not really going to improve the team taking him off. It'll probably make it worse. Here is Hamza in a decent position, playing the ball over nicely to Hermeli, and he can't convert our only clear-cut opportunity in the game so far. If he'd have scored that there, that I would have been at least content with the scoreline and say, yeah, look, we can definitely achieve something. If we can get a goal here today, we can still achieve something in the second leg, and I guess that's what I really wanted from this first leg. As we get the ball through, we do get the ball in the back of the net, but I do feel that is offside. It has been rolled offside. I'm not going to be too disappointed with that. It was definitely a few yards off there. He just didn't time his run enough. We're going to make another change. We're going to take Maria off. We are going to bring on Miro Giselle. Hopefully a more attacking-minded, attacking midfielder will help us create a few opportunities and chances that we need. I don't think I'm going to be making another substitution, so hopefully nothing more happens. Here is Armada. To Hermeli. Giving it to Hamza, who plays it back in and just couldn't find Sanogo. Hermeli plays it back to Sidibe, who gives away possession. For fuck's sake, Sidibe. And now the counter-attack. Good tackle from Armada, but we can't get control of the ball. We half-heartedly clear this one away, and it's still not completely gone. The danger. We do finally get a tackle away, and we do finally get a half-decent clearance. But apparently the danger is still not gone. Now we get a hold of the ball. Can we create an attack for ourselves? Here's Giselle playing it to Sanogo, who plays it through to Hamza. We do get the ball in the back of the net. It was Miro Giselle. I think it's going to count. It is 3-1. 19 minutes left. Could we push for another? Definitely a better performance in this second half. A little bit even now. A match is definitely evenly fought. Shame that Hamza couldn't put the chance away, but Giselle with the goal. Hamza is probably definitely going to be starting in the next match. He's looked pretty good since he's come on. And we headed this one away, and we could even create an attack here. Armada's got a lot of space to run into. He decides and opts to pass it to Sanogo, who does a beautiful run himself. Can he whip this one in? He plays it back to Jesse Clark. Giselle is there. Mira Giselle just couldn't get the rebound in. We are playing really well right now. Jesse Clark with a pretty good shot for the left back. Not saying that left backs can't shoot, obviously. Clark still in with a decent chance. Just Sanogo had his back to the ball. Still, though, like a lot of pressure being put on PSG right now. If they concede again, we're probably in the... we have a really good chance of going through if we can get the second goal. As I say that, though, PSG could even go for their fourth. It's a great tackle from Jesse Clark, I believe that was, who has been playing better in these last few minutes than in the whole game up until now. Although his rating has not gone up. Neither has Armada's. I think that's a little bit harsh. They've definitely looked better on the ball. Here is the DB. Not a great free kick, but we do manage to keep hold of possession. No, we don't. It's going to be a counter-attack for PSG again. Oh, no. Perez with the ball. Oh, so 2 players out on the left. Shit defending again from us. Terrible defending. Look at this. No one is over here. So much space. Perez would have been a fool not to have passed it out there. These 2 players are on top of each other. Why is Armada not at least out there? All attracted to the ball. All too narrow. Like I say, Armada, who should be out there, who should be the wide man, is end up going to the ball. He's drawn out of position, and it would have been a real wasted opportunity if PSG had not scored that. Our dominance, that short spell of dominance we had between the 70th and the 80th minute, has amounted to nothing as we're now back with that 3-goal deficit. Armada, come on, let's get 1 more goal back. 2, get in there. Come on, this isn't the scoreline I wanted. When I said I wanted something we can put into the next leg, ideally I meant a draw. But 4-2, 2 away goals, it's not necessarily over. As long as we don't concede here, it's over the bar from the free kick. And okay, 4-2. Not ideal, but not terrible. Based on our first half performance, it could have been, and probably should have been, a lot worse. So, I guess that's something. We could have taken more chances ourselves, yes, but we have to say that we were lucky that PSG didn't take more of their own. So, and also make our poor performances, you know, based on how bad we played, you know, they could have got so many more. Definitely going to be a few players not playing in that next PSG game, but we do have about a month until that game, about 2 weeks I believe it is or so. So a lot of time, as you can see, Sidibe is injured. I mean, not injured, sorry, he's tired. A lot of the Ivory Coast players, or the Ivorian players, are tired. So, you know, we're going to get them rested up, hopefully, get them back to fitness, and get our strongest starting 11 together for, hopefully, a victory against PSG. Because, based on that game, we had a lot of chances in that second half. And if we don't get the performances that Moen, Sidibe, Jesse Clark and Armada put in that first leg, and actually put in some decent performances, then hopefully we can walk away victorious at the Victoria Stadium. I mean, that would have been nice if it is at the Victoria Stadium. It's at Europa Point, but hopefully we can get the win at Europa Point, because normally we are good at home. We've beaten Chelsea at home, we've beaten Lyon at home, Copenhagen, Dynamo, beaten a lot of good teams at home this year in Europe. Hopefully we can add another one to the list. Let's waste absolutely no time in this. Let's get into this PSG game. 3 people are injured from their team. 1 also in doubt, so I'm not too sure what sort of starting lineup they're going to be playing. However, one thing I will note is they won 5-1 in their previous game, PSG, in the league to Bordeaux. So they're coming in with some great form. I actually looked at their form. They have won so many games. However, they did lose a game 2 games ago, as you can see on their recent form. So I think it was 2 games ago, or it'll be 4 games ago, I'm not too sure. I think it was 2 games ago, though. So, you know, we've got a good chance, I think, of getting a result today. Obviously, it will depend on whether our team perform or not. Last time, we sort of let ourselves down in the opening first half of the game. Hopefully, none of that will happen today. The starting lineup for today is a lot stronger than the previous one, so let's run through that. So we've got Cox in goal, which is the same. Armada at right back. We finally got our 2 first-choice centre-backs playing in the Champions League. Bakayoko and Meti, the centre-backs from the Ivory Coast. Muster is coming in back at left-back, obviously, from his suspension. Means Jesse Clark drops to the bench. Marola is our ball-winning midfielder. Sidibe is our centre-mid. On the right to the left, we have Hamerli, Benabdella. I want to really pronounce this guy's name. Benabdella, and Maria, and up front we have Sonogo. The bench is Fofana, Clark, Roma Perez, who returns back to the squad with his suspension cleared up. But Moen, who obviously drops to the bench after his bad game. We've got El Habib, we've also got Pablo Dos Santos, and we've got Miro Giselle. So a bench which obviously isn't as strong as the first team, but definitely a few people I wouldn't mind bringing on who could hopefully make an impact in the game. We're looking for 2 goals today. A 2-0 victory would be enough to pull us through, or a 2-goal margin of victory up until a 4-2 result, obviously, which would force us into extra time. So hopefully we can get that today. Obviously, at home, we're always a better team, so I'd like to see a great performance today. One thing I should know is, I didn't really know this before, Perez is an absolute monster. I feel like I should show you him now. He scored against us in the previous match, but Perez is an absolute beast, worth £61 million. They signed him for £6.75 million, so a really cheap fee. But look at his average ratings for PSG, and this is a league I have open, by the way. The French league is a league I have open, so everything he's doing, he's actually doing in the game. Obviously, if the league's not open, they simulate and sometimes give them stats, I believe. So to get over an 8 average rating for 5 seasons in a row in the second best league in Europe for the best team in that league, obviously, is just extraordinary. And this season as well, he's got a goal, more than a goal per game. So Perez, if we can keep Perez quiet, it will be a miracle. So I'm sort of half expecting PSG to score, so it'll be down to our strikers and down to our attacking half of the pitch to do their job and A, create chances, and B, take them when they come. So let's get into this. Gibraltar United, PSG, let's do this. Let's see if we can get ourselves through for the first time ever to a Champions League quarter-final. And of course, last time we actually got to this stage was against Chelsea, and we actually put a pretty good home leg in, and we drew 3-3, and we let ourselves down away from home. This team we have right now, playing the tactic that we're playing right now, is definitely stronger, but PSG are probably a stronger team than Chelsea. So difficult to see how we can compare the two, as PSG here are creating a counter-attack. They do get through on goal, and it's a great save from Cox first time. Second time round, unlucky. PSG take the lead. Gilles Verbeek with the goal. Poor defending here from Mati, and it's a brilliant save from Cox initially to keep that out from the distance. It was, you know, from the shot, it was a great save. The second one as well, he was so close to sort of getting it away. Unlucky there or not unlucky, they probably deserved or should have scored that goal, and we found ourselves in a tricky situation. 15 minutes in, 1-0 down. We're now looking for 3 goals in this match to put ourselves through to the next round of the competition. If we concede again, that's probably going to be game over. Here's a chance from a set piece. Our PSG did score from our set piece, and we do get a goal back. I don't think that is offside. It isn't for us. Bakayoko gets us back on level terms for the day. Will give us a massive confidence boost, and also puts us in a better looking situation. Great free kick from Sidibe. Beautiful run from Bakayoko, and it just a really nice work sort of piece there. Again, we're trying to go on the attack, and we give away possession deep in the opposition's half, which is not great for us, because obviously a counter-attack is going to be dangerous with PSG playing the 2 up front. They can really damage us if they counter-attack well. And in fact, we've got a great build-up play here. Sanogo, come on, Sanogo. Should have just put his foot through it. Near post, just smash that. Wasted clear opportunity from Sanogo, and that's what we didn't want to see in this game. We wanted to take every opportunity that came to us, and that's one going on the miss list. So 1-1 at half-time. It's been a pretty good first half from us, I'm not going to lie. We've had 2 good opportunities. We've been a lot of possession. Hopefully, 1 more goal and we can really, really grow in confidence in this game, as Musta gives away a free kick at the start of this second half. If I feel a substitute I will probably make is bring Bart Moens on if need be, and push DB a little bit further forward. Well, maybe I won't need to do that. Here is Sanogo. Poor pass from Sanogo. That should have been a simple counter-attacking move, and now PSG will surely get an opportunity from this. No, we sort of get it away again, although the danger is not being completely cleared. And PSG has still got the ball. Here is Perez, the player I spoke about, with his danger. Plays it back across. First shot is blocked, but still, again, not cleared. Still not properly cleared. Perez finally with the shot, and Cox manages to save it. Wow. Very lucky to survive that. Alright, we're going to make that change I was going to make. We're going to bring Sidibe a little bit further forward. We're going to bring Bart Moens on in that deep line player, make a support role. Hopefully he'll have a better game than he did previously. And last, we're going to see how this highlight plays out. And then I'll do a team talk and maybe even make a tactical change depending on how this highlight finishes. Is Perez with a goal? I think he's offside. He is offside. Good. I was going to say, I wasn't too sure. I didn't want to go over, I didn't want to make a change just yet, but I'm going to just encourage everyone assertively and hopefully see if we can get a goal from that in the next 5-6 minutes or so. If not, I think we're going to have to start to consider a tactical change or a mentality change, really. And yeah, I think I'm going to make that mentality change. We're going to go attacking, we're going to go very fluid, and we're going to see how that does, what that does to the game. Normally when we do this in the past against teams like PSG, it normally backfires. Hopefully it won't happen today. Here is Bart Moens playing it forward to Sanogo with the chance, and bang! Game on! Come on! 13-12 minutes, it says at the bottom there. And left in this game. 1 goal needed from either team to put them through now. Next goal wins if there is going to be a goal. Sanogo, what a shot. That's what he should have done in the first half, but he did it in the second, and as long as it happened, I'm happy. 1 more goal. Come on, Gibraltar United. We can do this. Again, I'm just going to passionately encourage everyone. Bart Moens is looking nervous. Hamerli is looking frustrated. I might take Hamerli off, actually, which I think I am going to do. We'll bring Miro Giselle on. We'll give him a team talk. We'll passionately tell him that there's a lot to come from today. And he looks happy with that. I have faith in him. We've got to go overload. We've got to go overload for these last few minutes. We're going to much higher tempo. Go route 1. No, I don't really like. I'm still going to do that. We need this goal. We're going on overload. I just feel like I might as well. I don't think it's going to happen. No, I don't think it's going to happen. 30 seconds remains in this game. It's PSG on the attack. We do win the ball back. Can we get it forward quick enough to create an opportunity? Maria. I think it's the first time we've really seen this guy in the game. Beautiful run. It was a good cross. And Giselle was in there. That was a decent opportunity. But yeah, that is definitely going to be the last attack of the game. And we win 2-1 on the day. But it's not enough to get ourselves through. We let ourselves down in the first leg, conceding the 4 goals. And in the end, that was too big of a hurdle to overcome. I will definitely look back at this season and be so disappointed with the opportunity we gave up. Just that if we hadn't conceded Silva's goal, it would have been a different story. You know, it still would have been a 2-goal deficit, but it would have been a different story for us. If we hadn't put in the performances we did, you know, if Musta would have been in this game, you know, it's a big what if for this first leg for me. You know, what if this has happened? What if we actually had midfielders that played well in this match? But in the end, probably the better team did win. I mean, PSG played really well in the first leg. They should have scored more goals. We're still given 2.8 million despite the fact we got knocked out at that stage in the competition. And obviously we beat PSG in the quarterfinals, which again is another name to add to the list we've beaten this season. It's another first for us as well. And really a major team that won the Champions League only 4 years ago, I believe. Or will be 4 years ago come the end of this season. I meant to actually click on the Champions League to get the previous winners up. Actually, it is 4 years ago now. So, you know, 4 years ago they won the Champions League. There's probably players in that squad we beat today who won the Champions League. So, you know, obviously we're disappointed to be knocked out. I'm disappointed to be knocked out. But we were pretty unlucky with the draw. We definitely got a tricky team. I mean, I would have loved to have got Olympiacos, but you know, you can't always get what you wanted. I said I wanted Ajax, but looking at what they're doing to Man U, I think it might have been a good thing we avoided Ajax. So, sadly, I'll meet you back for the end of the season. I would have loved a quarter-final this year, but we'll meet you back for the end of the season. I'm sure this will do and has done wonders for the team. Let's have a little look, actually, at how this has, or what this has sort of done already for the coefficient points. If I organise this based on next season, as you can see, we'll be up there in probably top, what is that, top 25? Top 25 probably in terms of coefficient points. So that is a massive, massive gain. And, you know, by the end of the season, I don't actually know completely how this is done, but maybe by the end of the season we could have got up a little higher. Actually, I'm not too sure. There are probably teams below us and stuff still in European competition, so they can still earn more coefficient points. But a great year in Europe, another great year for us. You know, another landmark really, topping the group, getting through to the Champions League knockout round for the first time in 2 years. It's been a decent season. Hopefully next year, like I said, we can just get that a little bit better. Looking at the squad, I mean, I know what I want to improve. I want to get a new goalkeeper. I'd love to get maybe a new centre-back to play alongside Bakayoko. You know, maybe something like that. But it's just, with the money I can spend, which is around 10 million, and those people who are willing to join me, there's no one really going to massively improve the side. If I had to look at the transfer list right now, or just look at the transfer market, or those we already have scouted, you can just see that really there's not a huge amount of quality that I have already scouted that would actually improve the side a lot. I mean, I could sign this goalkeeper here, 19-year-old from Mexico, but I'm not even sure actually he's better than our keeper right now. We can have a little look at that. Armando Cox. See, he's not exactly better than Cox right now. Now, obviously, he could be in the future, but it's then that thing of I'm probably going to have to spend £4 or £5 million to try and bring this guy in. He may actually be someone I sign, considering that. He's only 19. That could be a keeper for 10 years, if I'm lucky. Mexico international as well. I don't know. But either way, I'll end this here so I can stop rambling on. We're still top of the group, by the way. We've already qualified for the Champions League for next season. We've already won the league. We've already won pretty much everything. We've just got to do the formality of actually winning the Rock Cup. We've got about 6 games left in our season or so. So until next time, guys, at the end of the season, peace out.